Hey everybody, my name's Kyle, and this is Track by Track, music reviews, news, and commentary. I just wanted to jump on briefly today to share something with you that I think is really very special. Maybe you've seen it already, and if so, hopefully you were as moved as I was. What I'm talking about is the legendary Joni Mitchell's performance of Both Sides Now at the Newport Folk Festival on Sunday, July 24th. In my humble opinion, it's a performance for the ages. It's something I think will go down as one of the greatest performances in the history of rock and roll. Let's put things into context. Joni Mitchell is 78 years old. She hasn't played a full concert set in over 20 years. In 2015, she suffered a brain aneurysm and has been largely absent from the public eye ever since, making her appearance at the Newport Folk Festival even more remarkable. It's an appropriate homecoming for Mitchell, since the fest was essentially her world debut back in 1967 when she was the guest of singer-songwriter Judy Collins. Over 50 years later, Mitchell was once again ushered to the stage as the guest of one of today's most prominent singer-songwriters, Brandi Carlile, an unabashed Joni superfan. Carlile has been singing from the Joni Mitchell hymnal for years, and of late has been one of the legend's most devout supporters. Brandi Carlile's appearance at Newport this year was no surprise, nor would the audience have been shocked to hear her play any of Mitchell's songs. But what Carlile assembled for this occasion, dubbed the Joni Jam, was truly something special. Alongside Carlile and her band were a collection of contemporary folk rock luminaries, including Marcus Mumford, Blake Mills, Lucius, Taylor Goldsmith of Dawes, and country icon Winona Judd. And in the center of it all was the true legend, the one and only Joni Mitchell, a surprise appearance that will surely make a lasting imprint in memories of everyone that was in attendance. Alas, I was not in attendance at the festival that day. Like many of you, I heard the news of Joni's performance all over the news the following day, and I made a point of going online to find clips from the show. My expectations were measured, shall we say. After all, following Mitchell's health issues, not to mention her age, I wasn't sure how confident a singer she might be anymore. But I have to say, watching her perform her classic 1969 track, Both Sides Now, I found myself profoundly moved. From the moment she began singing with her ever-so-delicate voice, I began to tear up with emotion. I've heard the song countless times in the past, sung by Joni as well as many others, but never before has the weight of the meaning and the emotion felt so astonishingly genuine. In my mind, Both Sides Now is certainly one of the greatest songs of all time. Mitchell originally recorded it at the age of 25, and that's the version most of us have loved for so many years. But now, hearing those same lyrics sung from a 78-year-old woman's perspective, everything takes on so much more resonance. To think that at 25, Mitchell could have called upon a wisdom far beyond her years to write such a song was already remarkable. But now, hearing her future self bring such life, such a lived life, to the song on the stage at Newport, it's as if this was the moment it was written for. Here today, in 2022, this rendition of Both Sides Now means so much more than the song has ever meant before. Something else this brings to mind for me is the 2002 recording of Hurt by Johnny Cash. Here was a song originally written and recorded by Trent Reznor's 9 Inch Nails in 1994. It was the powerful closing track on the album The Downward Spiral. When 70-year-old Cash sang the song, he brought a level of pathos to the performance that 29-year-old Reznor could never have personally drawn upon at that point in his life. Hurt became a Johnny Cash song, almost like singing his own eulogy, as Cash would himself pass away mere months after releasing the cover as a single. But the song lives on, and as much as I love 9 Inch Nails, Johnny Cash's Hurt will always be the definitive version. At this point, I don't know what the future holds for Joni Mitchell. I'm rather doubtful she'll go on tour, and truth be told, if Newport was just a one-off sort of thing, I'm okay with that. Joni Mitchell has nothing to prove to anyone anymore. Her status as American music royalty has long since been established, with generations of singer-songwriters reverently following in her legendary footsteps. And the moment she created during the Joni Jam this past weekend was something a half-century in the making. I felt that, the very gravity of that, each time I watched the clip. The emotions it stirred in me barely diminished on the second and third viewing. If you haven't seen it yet, please click the link in the description below, because this, my friends, is what music at its very core is all about. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.